Funding is provided by a grant from New York State Senator Catherine M. Young, representing Western New York's 57th District with a local office in Olean. Funding is provided by a grant from Absolute Care of Westfield, committed to returning the favor to those who spent a lifetime caring for others. Absolute Care is located at 26 Cass Street in Westfield. Dave Cass and Rick Newell provide funding on behalf of the Lakeview Hotel and Restaurant at the Docks, located on Water Street near the lake in Mayville. From the Access Channel 5 television studio in Mayville, it's Senior Report with Reed Powers. Join us live Saturday mornings between 9 and 10 a.m. in Fredonia, Mayville, and Silver Creek. Call in and share a thought or wish someone a happy birthday with Chautauqua County's only live on-air senior program. Reed continues in his 15th year with interesting guests expressing their viewpoints and informing the community on a variety of subjects. Here's the host of the show, Reed Powers.
And good morning. Good morning. What a beautiful day it is here in Chautauqua County. And I'm being scalped. There we go. Thank you, Randy. Randy does a wonderful job here, and Randy Burt and his son. Boy, what people they are. We have that sun shining down, but you feel the Christmas in the air. The time is coming. Get the flowers in if you're going to save them over the winter, and especially your tuberous begonias. I've got a collection of them, and boy, they sleep happily through the winter, but you have to fuss with them a little bit. You have to take them in and dry them up, leaving the stems on because they suck that in and fortifies the root. And then you put them in sand because they could dry out. So you bury them in sand in a bucket or something and bring them out the next spring and they're ready to roll. You get the whole new plant, $5 plants, thank you sometimes, the hybrids. So at any rate, get out there and have some fun. Do your fall gardening and don't mow your lawn because you're supposed to leave the lawn alone. If you check the real agronomists who know lawn care, you do not mow it for the last month before the frost, or at least 3 weeks, because what it does is it grows up strong, builds up strong roots, and fortifies the whole plant to get big and tall. And then the first couple of frosts in the winter just mow it flat anyway. But in the meantime, you have a strong grass now. And in the spring, you just mow it, all the old stuff just pops up and disappears, and you have a much better lawn. Yeah, and then furthermore, you don't have to mow it a couple of times. You can't go wrong on that one, can you? God's will, you know, don't mow it. We have a great guest with us. We have John Rawlinson, who is a champion businessman in Westfield, New York, and he's the head of the Westfield Development Corporation, which is trying to bring in new business, as many other villages and towns are across our county. And we know we're not going to bring in another GM. Of course, maybe no one is, but we do still have a wonderful aspect of our area, which is absolutely superb, and that's the tourism factor, and that's really building up. Where do you find such beautiful lakes and streams and the ocean of water we have in Lake Erie? It's like being on the sea. And you have incredible hunting and fishing all through the streams and the hills. You can't go wrong. The beauty, the thundering beauty, and it's coming on soon with those trees. They will all be on fire in the hills. Oh, what a place to live. You remember the French in their anthologies, in their diaries, had said, you know, when they came through here, this place is the Garden of Eden. It is gorgeous. And it still is, friends. Don't tell them about it down in New York, please. Enough said. Okay, we're going to be talking about a lot of fun things in the county. And remember, this is always a live call-in program, and the number is 753-JACK. Like Jack your phone in, Jack Rabbit, Jack, a lot of other Jacks. And here we go. Let's talk about the big news. I can't watch TV without shutting it off or getting angry and yelling at it. My wife says, you shouldn't be yelling. They can't hear you. But Obama has now decided what they're going to do. Bank of America, one of the most interesting things that's occurred this last day, is Bank of America, which is one of the largest holding firms of mortgages, has millions of mortgages being foreclosed. I mean, 1 out of 5 in America is losing their home, believe it or not. I mean, these statistics curl your hair. Well, they've decided to no longer foreclose for a few, maybe a few hours, who knows, but they were faking the foreclosures by using fake signatures, and nobody was really looking them over and everything. All the facts and figures and names and everything were wrong on them. And so they decided to shut down until they clear that up. So if you have a mortgage with Bank of America, you're safe for a few hours. As I said, they didn't say how long they'd hold off on foreclosures. A couple other banks are doing it too, and holding companies. They say that's going to create absolute havoc in the housing industry, however, and we'll have to see what happens. We have the wars going on, of course, which are costing us trillions, not billions. They try to hoodwink us by saying, oh, it's only a few $100 billion, and the bull's BS. It's a lot more than that, believe me. And the bodies coming home, and the mortally wounded kids and everything. It's just outrageous. And here we are in Afghanistan, and 3 great civilizations have tried to tame them there and have failed, including Russia, which went bankrupt trying. And so here we do, we march in. And of course, Obama converted it to his war by doubling the troop strength there, and more and more people getting shot. Oh my gosh, it's a madhouse and nonsense and no way out. They're trying to find a way out. Well, they got Kazi, who has the most corrupt government in the world. This is our model country, Afghanistan, according to the Bush administration. Produces 90% of all the heroin in the world, and most of it going to the United States. This model company is going to sit down and talk to the Taliban, the enemy, and maybe see if they can't get out, stop the war somehow. Probably with great prodding from all the other people involved, including, most importantly, our good president, Obama. At any rate, things go on and on. You don't see much on TV about it because the TV owners are now the great corporations. They have the major TV, and they control them, news, of course, and the less you see of it, the less you think about it. Well, there's only one group of people making a fortune, and that's the arms makers. They're creaming us. They're tearing Halliburton got an unbid contract for the last wars, and so did the Bush company. One of the board members was George Sr. Carlyle Group, their business is arms, and I see no reason to stop the war as long as you're making money, right? Oh, cut it out. Enough said. New York State, our budget is a total shambles, of course, as usual, and we are still running over, even though they raised the taxes considerably. You know, New York State had the highest tax in the country. How do you fix that? You raise the taxes 25% more, which they just did this year. Stand back. Our state senator says it's going to cost the average family $5,000, these taxes. Hey, no wonder people are hiking up and running out of New York State. And here we are, John and his wonderful group are trying to bring business in here. Well, they're handicapped. They're in New York. What a problem. All right. The local news, taxes coming, new taxes. I know we'll have new county taxes. It's just a matter of how much. And they're trying, poor Edwards is trying like hell. Greg is cutting back on everything, including the police. Whenever Joe gets cut back, he raises a real squawk. We'll have to see what happens. But at any rate, I don't think they'll be able to cut back much. And what are they going to do? There's no place to raise taxes. They can raise taxes 2 places. Real estate, highest in the United States in Chautauqua County, according to the newspaper. Or they can raise the sales tax. Well, they're not going to raise the sales tax. Albany won't let them. So where do you go? Stand back, guys. Wait for your new county tax bills. They'll be higher. Let's talk about something fun. Incidentally, seniors did not get a COLA this year or last year. And this was promised. But no, the Congress is kind of fooling us along, saying, well, there's no inflation. If you've been shopping lately, you find out what inflation is, or bought gasoline or fuel oil, or senior new taxes coming in. You'll find out what inflation is, and seniors have nowhere to go. What are they going to do at the age 85? Start climbing ladders and stocking shelves at Walmart or somewhere? They can't get another job. They can't find, who's going to hire somebody their age? Half crippled, deaf a little like me, no teeth. At any rate, it's a hell of a situation. Seniors are just losing money. You know, they've been giving us a fake COLA. you know, phony federal figures. The core inflation, we'll take this out. And they even this fake fake inflation rate, so that our COLA has not been fair for the last 8 years. From 2002 to 2008, even the government concedes seniors have lost 50% of their purchasing power with their Social Security. What are they going to do for their money, for God's sake? Well, I know what they're going to do. They're going to wind up selling their houses, and you look in the paper, half the houses for sale, a good percentage of them are seniors who just can't afford to keep them anymore. And they're going to wind up living in their children's basement, and they will have no money for food to speak of, and so they will be eating this stuff, cat food. Incidentally, the tuna isn't that bad. But they ate that during the Depression, too. And it's an outrage. And the Congress has done this to you. And, of course, there is supposed to be a $8 trillion Social Security trust fund. Trust the Congress and the President? Forget it. You know what's in there? Nothing. There's an IOU. Reminds me of the story of Patty and Murph. Murph dies, and Patty is at the funeral. He goes over and he fusses around with a casket. And Patty's wife says, "Hey, what were you doing over there by the casket?" He said, "I was paying him back. I owed him $12,000 for years. I gave him a check." That's what you got in your Social Security fund. Nothing. They keep saying they're going to save Social Security, but each time they take the excess, which is supposed to go in the trust fund, and they use it in the regular budget. That's how Clinton balanced the budget. Social Security money. He said, "Oh, that's part of the regular fund now." Enough of this nonsense. Dunkirk Federated Seniors, a wonderful club in Dunkirk. I wanted to mention the fact they have a beautiful place. They have an old school. It's terrific. And they had a free lunch over there, thanks to everybody involved. And Loretta Hemmick, who is the president, had Hawaiian chicken. Ooh, can't beat that. Lakeshore Seniors. Oh, incidentally, if you want to get involved with the Dunkirk Seniors, drop in. Their next meeting is October 19th. They're shutting down the meeting on October 13th, incidentally, folks. There will be no meeting on the 13th, so if you're listening, pick that up. Lakeshore Seniors, they also meet at that senior center, and Charlene Hallmark does the job over there. She turns the key and doesn't get paid for it. Nobody does, but they all do a good job. She wants to send a happy birthday to Jeanette Nidbalski. Okay, Jeanette, happy birthday. The next meeting will be October the 13th. And Mary Dork and Dorothy Gunter will be doing the honors with the coffee and all the good other things that go with it. And of course, they play bingo at the end. All the senior groups play bingo. Share and Care Seniors over in Fredonia, they meet at usually at Moore Avenue in Fredonia, and they have a wonderful group there. They want to know that membership for the Share and Care, incidentally, is open to anybody in the county. You don't have to be a local member. And all county residents, and dues are only $5, and incidentally, dues are coming due in most of your clubs, so pay them up. They're a big deal, they're $3 to $5. And many people, when you hit, like at Share and Care, if you're over 80, you get free membership for life, as long as you've been a member for a little while. Thanksgiving party over there on Saturday, November 20th at the Fredonia Beaver Club. How about that? Goes from 3 to 7. That's quite a dinner. But they do a lot of things. They play cards, they have hors d'oeuvres, CD music, a catered buffet dinner, and bingo, of course. And I suspect they may tipple a bit. Who knows? Silver Creek Seniors. They meet regularly with a bunch of people on their Route 5 building, which is at the corner of Route and 20. And oh, is that a nice place, 5 and 20. They have a lovely clubhouse there, and drop around and say hello to these folks. They cleaned the closet. That's the big news. Happy birthday over there to the Newmans anyway. Happy anniversary too. And they're having a Halloween party on October 26th. Bring costumes. Pioneer Social Club. Monday, October 4th, they met at the municipal building where they usually meet. Arlene Miller is the president. Get in touch with her if you want to get involved. Happy birthday over there at the Pioneers, Grace Johnson. And I have another note or two here. Sheridan Happy Seniors, they meet at the John Bosco Hall, usually, with a lot of folks. They have a nice big group over there, friends. And they're going to have a couple of things going on. I haven't got time to read the whole thing. But I do want to mention the fact that the Allegheny Casino